scene where we have to do this over, and he's just like, no, it's fine, just keep going.
But what it is too is she's such a good actor because she's able to like not laugh, she's able to hold it together. But then if I even feel her start to smile, I lose it. I start to just like lose it. Then the whole take's ruined because you can't, obviously.
Yeah, so they took a while, but they were fun.
Yeah, we laugh into each other's mouths.
Thank you. So next question is up there.
Hi, both love you so much. What is the scariest film you have had to film together?
Oh, wait, was the scariest moment?
Scariest moment.
Yes.
Oh, God. What was the scariest moment?
I don't know. I think we feel pretty safe on set. But as far as like scary, like actor scary?
Yes.
I think a lot of emotional scenes are scary for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, am I gonna get there? She's like, you're gonna get there, buddy.
You're always gonna get there, Keegan. You're an amazing actor. Is he an amazing actor? Can you just stop? You know, one of the scariest scenes was when my dad didn't want us to be together, and we drove off in Toby's truck, and my dad slammed the side of the car.
That's right.
I actually jumped out of my skin because Nolan North scared the crap out of me, and I was like, drive, he's gonna kill us.
Yeah, you guys remember that scene? Where she's like, hey, you kids!
But it was my favorite scene. That was so good.
Yeah, it popped out on us pretty abruptly.
Yeah, thanks for that question.
Thank you.
About the photography, try to do flash only in like the first instances, and then like try to do without flash. So because if they see it like the whole time, they get like blind.
You guys are gonna have great photos of us being like.
All right, so next question up there.
Yeah, me. Oh, crap.
I don't like how loud it is.
You're great. No worries. We're all
You
loud.
can do it. Come on, you can do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
My name's I don't know how loud it is. My question is from both of you, Trowan and Keegan. I forgot your name. What's your favourite scene, like doing together?
My favorite scene, I still think about the one scene that I really enjoyed was the Scrabble game. The first episode we ever like kind of worked together because I really was like good friends. We were like friends before that, and then they introduced this relationship into the character arcs, and I just had so much fun. And I remember thinking this was one of my favorite scenes because I remember being like, I'm having so much fun, and it doesn't feel like work, and it just felt like you got to like hang out with your friend but do something that I love doing, which was acting. So I really love that scene, and I love how it turns out, how it was shot, how everything about it. Because when I look at it now, I'm like, oh, we were like kids. We were like little kids at that time too, and it was just like so special. I just remember that being such a special scene.
Thank you. You did great. See, that
Killed it.
So we'll start back here.
Hi. Well, I just wanted to say that you both did an amazing job in the finale, and Troy, your accent was spot on.
Oh, thanks. It's controversial. I really appreciate that.
So I just wanted to know how hard was it filming your final scene together for the finale?
Oh, there were a lot of tears.
Yeah, that's like a breakdown.
Especially because, and this was something that was really upsetting. I'm sure it was upsetting to you. It was also very upsetting to me. Keegan was wrapped actually a day before almost everyone else. And so you were the first of us to be called. So usually at the end of every season, because every day you get wrapped out, that just means you're done for the day. And it's not a big deal. But when it's a season wrap, it means you're done for that entire season. So usually on the season finale, as they're going through, they're like, that's a season wrap on Lucy Hale, and everybody applauds, and that's a season wrap on this person. But you're coming back next year. But at the end of a series, they say that's a series wrap on Keegan Allen. And when they said those words, it was like everybody lost it because. And I remember we have a huge photo of us in a big group hug. And there's a photo of me hugging you, and the fake eyelashes are all over my face. I ripped them off. So really not attractive, but I will cherish that photo forever.
Yeah, same. It's really sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question.
So we'll go over here.
Hi, we're Lauren and I, and we love you both so much. Our question is for both of you, and sorry, I'm in. It's okay. Oh my god. Sorry. What's the best advice you've ever given to each other?
Best gift.
The best advice.
Advice.
Sorry, it's the Liverpool accent. No one
So good, I love hearing
It's
this.
amazing.
What's
Advice that you gave me. I mean, you know what? It was like a lot of things that I've learned as an actor have come from Troyan. I look up to her a lot as an actor and as a human. And I think you were the one that got me really, really involved with deeper into the craft of acting. I remember there would be like times where I'd be like, oh, I'm on a TV show, but she's like, oh yeah, so what class are you doing? And I'm like, and you're like, well, check out this class I'm doing, check out this play that I'm reading, and check out this book that I'm reading, and check out the screenplay that I'm writing, and all these things, and it was so inspiring. I think the advice comes from the experience of being around Troyan and seeing her great alacrity at accomplishment and fruition of her goals. So just, I would come to her with like things and be like, I would literally come to you with like questions like, how do I do this? And she'd just answer it. She would just know the answers. But I think the best advice was just to dive as deep into something that you love as you can and give it everything you have. So yeah, that was good advice. I don't think I've given you any.
That is not true at all. I was just about to say, actually, Keegan is like a sort of living example of advice, because in the same way that he's saying he looks up to me, I always look up to him, because this is what I'm so incredibly grateful for.